Hello my friends, Lenny with Vintage Nationals on the web at nationalguitar.com. I'm here today to talk to you about the National reso-phonic Slimline pickup, stick-on pickup for resonator guitars, for any resonator guitar. And this is a great way to go when you're wanting to electrify your resonator guitar without doing a whole lot of modifications. This pickup here is essentially a humbucker style pickup. It's very thin. It comes in two variations. This is the shiny nickel plated variation, but it also comes in a brushed distress finish to knock the shine down a little bit. It's essentially a humbucker with a wire working its way across to an input jack. This has a double-sided tape that's included with it, and that double-sided tape will allow this pickup to sit right at the end of the fingerboard. Now there's a couple different ways to install this. You can either run this wire through the grill into the body of the guitar, or you can actually drill a hole right beneath the pickup, right about there, run the wire right into the hole so you don't have to go across to the grill, so you won't see the wire at all. If you look closely at the back of this pickup, you can see that there's a little notch to bring it out to the side there, or you can lift the wire straight up as so and have it go directly down into the body. If I want to go straight into the body, I'm going to have to drill a hole here. Of course, I'm going to have to disconnect the wire from the input jack to do so and bring it in here. And then I'm going to have to drill a hole over here for the input jack. And then I'm going to run the wire from the pickup inside the body to the input jack. And then I'll resolder it once I know the right length. Put my input jack into the side bout right here, tighten it up from the inside, and then I'll have my electrification of the guitar. And the one other thing you can do that I'm going to do in this case, because I've been asked to, I'm actually going to add a volume control into this particular guitar. And what this is it's a simple 500K pot with a cool little knob that I got for it. I will be running the positive wire from one side of the pot back out the other, and I'll have the ground going to the bottom of the pot, and I've got this third tab bent over, which I bent over so I can bridge this with solder right there. So I'm going to have that in series with this. Here's the pickup, here's the pot, and then off to the input jack. So I can have this volume pot sitting there. So I'm going to take you into the bench and we're going to do the actual work on this. It works great, sounds excellent, and it's a great way to go, a reasonable way to go to amplify your resonator guitar, any resonator guitar. Okay, now step one is positioning the pickup where you want it, and then making a mark here and here where the wire comes out, so I can see where these lines are going to intersect. We now have our 1/8 inch hole. I'm going to have to resolder this because I'm changing the length of this wire, so I'm going to go ahead and cut this off right there, and I will run this wire down through the hole we just drilled. You actually get 4 pieces of the double-sided tape. Center that on there. Running it down through my 1/8 inch hole. I'm going to go ahead and take this off and get this right where I want it, nice and even. My pickup is now attached, and it's time to start working on the inside of the body. I'm actually going to install this volume control, which is going to sit over here. So I've got to drill another hole right here. This hole. Where I can catch it. Got one more hole to drill on the side of the body here for the input jack. So we're done with the drilling. We're done with the fitting. I'm going to desolder the original wire from the input jack. Okay, got that out. And then the positive. Here's the wire coming out of the guitar from the pickup. I've already stripped the end of it. And I'm going to go ahead and solder this up to my volume control pot. This will go here. The negative will go there, and then I'll run another piece of wire. This will go here, so I've got the white coming in, coming out. There's my ground. So I'm coming in and I'm going out. Now since this ground is soldered to the case, I can just solder to the back of the case of the pot over here. Okay, so as you can see, I've got the wire coming from the pickup. I've now wired up my 500K pot. And finally I've got this coming to the input jack. So I'm going to run this outside the guitar, solder it to the input jack, and then install the input jack to the body. Okay, well, we're down to the very last step here. We've got our cool volume control, and the final thing we've got to do is just solder the input jack. I'll go ahead and get the positive first, doesn't matter. But again, the key is heat up the metal that you're attaching it to more so than heating up the braided wire. I'm running the negative through that little hole to the back of this little bracket that holds the wire in place. So I'll just catch that right there. Again, I'm heating up the plate. I'm not really heating up the wire. Slide it into the body. Crank this down. And we're ready to rock and roll. Let's plug her in. Okay, so we're finally done with the installation. Let's go ahead and do a little sound demo so you can hear. I've got my trusty pig nose. Okay, with the volume down. Sweet! Stick-on pickup. Cool. Volume control. Ready to rock and roll. Get these right here at Vintage Nationals on the web at nationalguitar.com. See you there. Sweet.